Welcome. In this video, we will be reviewing the examples for Lesson 3 in Module 2 for Grade 7. In the first example, we're going to use counting on to express the sum as an absolute value on a number line. We're going to be looking at two different models, a model of counting up and a model of counting down. So the first sum is 2 plus 4, and the second sum is 2 plus negative 4. When we talk about a sum, we usually talk about the first number as being the p value. We use the variable p to represent it. And the second value as being the q value. We use the little variable q to represent it. So for the first value, we're starting at 0, and we are counting up 2. And then our p value is 4, so we're going to count up 4 more. And we end up at 6. For our model of counting down, our p-value is still 2, counting up 2, but our q value is negative 4, which means we're going to count down 4. Now the length of each of these arrows is the same. They just have different directions. They're opposites. So for example, each of the examples above, what is the distance between 2, our p-value, and the sum? Well, in our first example, the sum is 6. And the distance between 2 and 6 is 4. That's the length of our arrow of our q value. In the second example, our sum is negative 2. So the length of the distance between 2 and negative 2 is also 4. That's the length of our p-value. Even though 4 and negative 4 are opposites, they have the same length, the same absolute value. Part B asks, does the sum lie to the right or left of 2 on a horizontal number line, like this one, above or below on a vertical number line? A vertical would be going up and down. Well, in this example, for example 1, the first example, the sum of 2 and 4 is to the right of 2. That's because we counted on. We were moving towards the right. And it would be above on a vertical number line. In the second example, the sum was to the left of 2 because we counted down, and that would be below 2 on a vertical number line. Let's look at a few more examples and work it out. In Part C, given the expression 54 plus 81, they want us to determine or figure out, without finding the sum, so without adding them together, the distance between 54 and the sum. Well, if we start at 54 and we go up 81, or to the right 81, that means the distance between 54 and our answer, our sum, is 81. That's what this adding of 81 tells us. So the sum will be 81 units from 54 because the arrow that starts at 54 would be 81 units long. The absolute value of 81 is 81, and that tells us how long our arrow is going to be. They want to know in Part D, is the sum to the right or left of 54 on a horizontal number line, or above or below on a vertical number line? Well, on a horizontal number line, since 81 is positive, we're going to be to the right. But on a vertical number line, the sum will be above 54. In the next one, the expression 14 plus negative 3, we want to find the distance between 14 and the sum. So the sum will be 3 units from 14 because the arrow that starts at 14 would be 3 units long. That's because the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. And then it asks us the sum to the right or left of 14 on the number line. Well, since this is a negative 3, it's going to be to the left on a horizontal number line, or below on a vertical number line. That's because negative means to the left or down. Okay, so now that we've gone through that example, this was a very short video. Make sure you have all the information down and understand what's going on with vertical number lines and horizontal number lines, and what we mean by the sum and the distance and the length of the arrow. We'll see you in class, and the next video will be Lesson 4.